ZenlessZoneZero is here, and I'm sure many players have pulled and throw a little bit of money towards our first limited S-rank character made of the Victoria housekeeping company, Ellen. Today's video will be your one-stop shop for the best way to master her playstyle, which weapons to focus on, disc drivers, skill priority, and which teammates you should be running, and whether or not she is a perfect character for you. Ellen is an absolute monster when it comes to damage, however her non-enhanced damage doesn't really do anything and leaves you skating on thin ice. It is once you are in her enhanced state where her attacks are jawsome. In order to gain access to her enhanced attacks, Ellen needs to obtain flash freezes, indicated under the character icon in battle. To achieve these, you need to activate her roaming dash attacks by holding the dash key or double tapping the key. She will enter into a roaming state, you can tell as she has an after image. Once in this state, you can simply click the attack key and she will gain 1 stack of flash freeze by hitting an enemy, or by holding the attack key until you launch her charged attack and gain 3 stacks once hitting an enemy. A side note about the charge attack is that while performing the attack, Ellen will have 40% damage reduction, so prioritizing the charge over the basic will be key. Now that Ellen has all 6 of her flash freeze stacks, each enhanced basic third attack consumes 1 stack of flash freeze, with the final hit of the 3-hit cycle really making a splash. Now we wade over to her special, with Ellen having 3 different varying degrees of specials depending on how much energy you have at the time. Her first special, Drip, is used when Ellen has less than 40 energy, and in order to tell, take a look under her health bar. This attack will deal just as much as a guppy headbutting you. EX special Tail Swipe will pack more of a punch while also allowing Ellen to gain 1 stack of flash freeze, and being able to follow this up with her enhanced basic attack 3 for pure raw damage and to really become a bull shark after using Ellen's Tail Swipe. And the final EX special is Shark Nami. After using another 40 energy, you will use this while also gaining 1 stack of flash freeze. And just like Tail Swipe, you can follow this up with your enhanced basic 3. For her dodge and assists, they aren't really anything to write home about and are very standard and generic. For her ultimate, hits very hard, so when it pops up, it is recommended to use it whenever you can. For her core passive, you are able to increase your basics crit damage by 100%, and her Rising Storm states, when you have an ally that shares the same faction or attribute as Ellen, her ice damage and follow-up ice attacks will increase by 3% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. Alright, now that we have gone over her kit and how it works and how to play her, let's talk about her W engines or weapons. Her signature Deep Sea Visitor is, big shock to everyone, her best option, as it gives a baseline 25% increase to her ice damage, while also hitting an enemy with attack increases the crit rate by 10%. And after using your dash and hitting an enemy further, you're going to increase your crit rate by a further 10%. Next is Brimstone, Soldier 11's signature weapon, as when hitting an enemy with an attack, your attack will increase by 3.5% for 8 seconds, stacking 8 times. Plus, while you can activate this every 0.5 seconds, this stat is calculated separately from all other stats, making it a little more powerful. For free-to-play options will be the Starlight engine, as this provides the same attack multiplier that Brimstone provides, however you need to dodge or counter to gain access to this multiplier. Now we have her drives or relics or artifacts, whichever you want to call them. What is nice is at this moment is the 4-piece of Woodpecker Electro, Polar Metal, and Puffer Electro all provide that multiplier that the Brimstone weapon provides, so choosing any of these 3 will be actually great. For which set to focus on, while many sites and videos state that Woodpecker set is best, I personally have been working on the Polar set as it boosts overall ice damage, and if you have a teammate that can inflict freeze or shatter, you get a total of 50% damage boost. For your substats, you want to focus on crit rate and crit damage. Big surprise, I know, but since she is a DPS character, these substats will benefit her. Now for dupes, or how they're called in this game, Mindscapes. M1 is honestly a good one, as it allows for fewer dash attacks and charge attacks because each one grants more stacks of flash freeze, 3 for the dash attack and 6 for the charge attack, while also increasing Ellen's crit rate by 2% for 15 seconds, stacking 6 times for each stack of flash freeze consumed. M2 will increase her EX special's crit damage while also making her overall play smoother, allowing her basic attacks to run through each other better. Honestly, all the other mindscapes aren't great, and while M6 provides what seems to be a 250% increase to damage, I don't think that would be great as it would be simply too expensive, so stopping at M1, allowing charges to stack quicker would be ideal but not recommended. Now that we have gone over almost everything, it's time to go over her Shiver, team, as Ellen, at launch, has by far the strongest team, with Ellen, Lycone, and Sokoku. Have them in this order is actually best, as order determines the quick assists. Lycone provides a massive stun boost damage, and Sokoku provides attack buffs. For an alternative for this team, you can run Ambi instead of Lycone, as Ambi is given for free at the start of the game and is a good stunner. As many people know who play Hoyoverse gacha games, or any gacha game for that matter, the initial limited character becomes severely power crept in the future, becoming somewhat of an afterthought after some time. However, for the counter argument, having her and experiencing the amount of damage she's able to output on release makes you feel powerful and can take down anything, so whether you get her or not is entirely up to you, but I do predict in a couple of patches she will continue to shine until you find other limited characters that you want to have.